Oh my god, hi, you're back. Or you're new. So today I wanted to talk about some of my current favorite makeup products. These are going to be either products that I'm like kind of returning to, or that I just haven't really spoken to you guys about very much. And I did like a new, I think it was it new products? I can't remember what it was, but it was like, it was like current favorite something. I don't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. I'll link it somewhere. But a lot of people requested a current favorite makeup, like specifically makeup products, because I think I like included skincare and stuff in that one. Doesn't matter. So I want to just like get right into it and let you know what I've been loving, what I've been using on the regular, especially when I'm not filming. So let's just do it. Also, I have a little announcement that is going to be at the end of the video, just so you know. So you might want to stick around for that, or you can fast forward, I suppose. So the first one that I want to talk about is this new Kaya Weiss, I think, right? Is it a Swedish brand? I really don't know that much about them. I received a PR box from them recently, and in it, I got this little blush that I'm so obsessed with. The only problem is that this, and look at how like cute and chic this little holder is. It's like, ooh, it just makes me feel so fancy. But now that it's in here, it's not the easiest thing to get out, and so I don't know what the color is. I'm sure that I can I'll go on the website and like find out. Oh, there's a little like pin spot. I just need like a little pin. Let me get a little pin. All right, I got a little push pin. Let's pop this. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the cream blush in the shade Embrace. Look at that. Look at that. It's so light. It's so... Focus on the blush. Look how light it is. Sorry if there's any little gross hairs in there. It's so light and I love it. Actually, I filmed a little thing for Milk, and I'm wearing their Cooling Water Jelly tint in the shade Burst, but I was just before filming this, because I wanted to be able to actually like show you this blush shade, I went over it, like mostly like here. So I don't know how well you guys can see like kind of that gradient, but it's just like, there's a little bit more of like a berry color underneath, and then this color like right on top. And it just layers so beautifully. Like it's such a beautiful formula, and I love the color. It's really, really light, so it's perfect for my skin. I was going in kind of like a cool pink direction for a while, where I think I had talked about the Patrick Ta little like blush duo thing. And I think I was just leaning a little too cool toned for my skin tone. And I decided to kind of like, once I got this blush in the mail, I decided to kind of like pull back. It's just been kind of hard, I think, to find a blush color that like works this well. Like for instance, this is the Makeup by Mario Barely Blushing, which you can probably see it's a little more muted, and it's got a little bit more like brown, you know, browny kind of orange in it compared to this. And I think that this color, I was just waiting for like a color like this to be in my collection. So I'm obsessed with it. I think it's so beautiful. It's the like mostly what I've been wearing for blush. Speaking of glow, did I say glow? Maybe I didn't. Maybe we're not speaking about it, but we are now. Auric Glow Lust, bro. Listen to me. These are, this is my first, is this my first bottle? It absolutely is. I'm never gonna go through this. It's gigantic and amazing, okay? This is the shade Morganite. It's such a beautiful glow. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today. I usually like mix it with a little bit of blush, just so that it's a little more blended into the skin. I had never really been a cream or liquid highlight kind of person. I was always a powder highlight person, but I'm getting older. Okay, and I'm significantly older. Well, not significantly. When did this launch? I was living in my old apartment. 3 years? I don't remember. At least 3 years older than when this first came out. And I'm at a point where powder highlight, I don't know, there's just those days where it just doesn't look as good on me, you know? I don't know, there's like texture on my cheekbones and stuff, and I've kind of just been obsessed recently with using this as my highlighter. And there's like a part of me that's kind of like, I can't believe that I'm admitting that I'm finally a liquid cream highlight person. But to be completely honest with you, I think it's just because I have this, because it's such a beautiful cream highlight, liquid cream. It's like a little bit thicker than like a liquid. It's not like runny. I'll give you a little swatch. If you don't know Auric, it's Samantha Rovendal's brand. If you don't know Sam, I'll link her down below, but look at that. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Isn't that so beautiful? Ooh, the sheen, the glow. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I love it so much. In terms of like powder highlight, it's actually, in terms of like color and the sheen, the, what's the word? Translucence of it. It's quite similar to my powder highlight, the Prism from Clio. Maybe Clio is a little bit more golden, but it's a powder highlight, you know? And when I'm having those really bad skin days, it just kind of like can intensify my texture. Yeah, I love that one too. I love that one too. I just have to be having like a really smooth skin day, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm here to officially say that I am now a liquid/cream highlight person. Pretty much every single time you see me do my makeup, I'm using this as my highlight. And what's really nice is because this is a slightly more like luxury brand, and this is gigantic, they do have travel size little squeezy tubes, especially if you want to use it to travel, you know what I mean? So like, because I'm not, this is heavy, okay? It's luxe. I'm not packing this in my little makeup bag. Yeah, I have the travel size, which is fantastic. They have shades for every skin tone. I just love it. I love it so much, and I'm so glad that I am now, just look at it. You can't deny how stunning it is, you know what I mean? You could try, but I'll fight you. So that's been my highlight recently. And it's a shame too, because I got the Rare Beauty, like these things, the highlight blush things, and I just like haven't even used them because I've just had texture on my cheeks, and I'm like, I don't want to draw attention to that texture, so yeah. Another product that I just wanted to talk about is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Nougatine. If you saw the video where I swatched all of my concealers, which I will link for you if you haven't seen that. This was a little sample size, or it's a mini that I bought. I bought Nougatine, and then I bought one that's like lighter. I don't know where that is. To kind of try, because I've never had one shade of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer that works for my skin tone. And I was like, not really using these because I had to mix them both to get the right color, and it was just annoying. But I swatched this one in that video, and when I was looking at the color compared to all my other concealers, including my color correctors, because if you are new, I have dark circles, okay? I'm a dark circle girl. And my dark circles are kind of like a purpley, brownish, reddish color. And I had been using just kind of like a light peach color corrector to warm up that area, you know, to make sure that my concealer that's quite light, when I put it down, doesn't look gray, right? Anyone who's been watching me for a long time is like, yeah, we get it. Like, I'm literally fast forwarding. However, this color, when I used it, I was like, oh, I kind of like that it's a little bit more on the yellow side, you know? It's got more orange in it than my like actual concealer. You know, you can kind of see that it's like a sort of an orangey yellow shade, definitely darker than my skin tone. It's kind of the perfect tone to warm up my under eyes for my concealer, before my concealer. So I'm using it as a color corrector, and I now kind of understand why people love this formula so much. Like I said, I've never had a shade that matched me perfectly. Not that this does, but now I'm actually using the product and I really love it. Like, it is a beautiful concealer. So if anyone has been interested in this concealer, if you can find a shade that works for you, I highly recommend the formula. But if you are someone who has never been, like me, has never been able to find a shade that works for you, and you're close to my skin tone, really good for color correcting, you know? I mean, if you have maybe blue, you know, blue under eyes, then you maybe wouldn't want to go for this one because it might be a little bit too yellow on your skin tone. If you're, you know, lean more cool, then you're probably going to want to stick to like a pink peach. But yeah, it's really, really good. I've been liking it a lot. I've been using that pretty much every single time I do my makeup. So just wanted to reiterate. Okay, next is this contour stick from Sephora. So random. I've recently purchased, I think I talked about this maybe in that other video. This is the Sephora contour powder in Fair to Light, which is like very, very cool tone gray, kind of like purpley color. And I think I described that I used it as like a really intense, like when I'm really trying to like shape certain areas that are like under, usually my, you know, a little double chin action. I will use it to really, really sculpt my jawline. So I got this shade recently because I saw that they launched these cream sticks, which are very similar. I'll give you little swatches next to each other. If you've been watching me, then you know that I use Anastasia Beverly Hills Fawn as my contour color. But I've always kind of found that like when I'm really trying to contour below my jawline, it's still too warm. It's just like it's still a little too warm. So I'm gonna give you swatches of these things next to each other so you can see how they all compare. Might as well throw my bronzer in there too. Okay, so this is the powder contour Fairlight from Sephora. You can see it's like very, very, very gray, like super gray, purpley, very, very muted, very cool toned. Okay, and then it's very similar to the Sephora contour stick. I'd say the contour stick has ever so slightly more warmth in it. It's not quite as like gray or muted toned, but obviously you can see that it's very purpley compared to Anastasia Beverly Hills, which has maybe just like a little bit more of kind of a reddish tone in it, or orangey reddish tone. And then this is my bronzer, which is Merit Quince? I can't remember. Quince? People were telling me how to say it and I forget everything. So yeah, that's just for comparison, but the color is really fantastic. And I like that it's not quite as gray purple as the powder. So basically I've been using this. It's very pigmented, just so you know, very pigmented. And pretty creamy. So you like a little bit goes a very long way. So I will use this just here, just underneath my jawline. And then sometimes I'll use it just under the tip of my nose. That's it. I basically don't use this anywhere else because it is a very, very gray color. And then I will use like for my, you know, for my contour of my cheeks, for a little bit of color like up here, little extra contour of the top of my nose, I use my Anastasia Fawn. So I just wanted to put that out there if you were someone who was interested in this product, but you hate powders or something, or maybe it was just way too purpley gray toned for you. This is a really good option if you're looking for like a contour stick. Okay, next up, why do I keep saying speaking of? I wasn't speaking about lips. I wasn't. The Tower 28 lip balm. I've really been liking it. I'm very picky with my lip balms. I've definitely talked about this before. I was like an avid Aquaphor user for years and years and years, and it was fine for me until I moved to LA. I continued to use Aquaphor because it was like the best thing that I could find. But I don't know, just like living in LA, getting older, my skin has just dried out more and more, and especially my lips. And trust me, I drink a ton of water, okay? I always have water. So Auric was the first one that really like blew my mind. My Auric Plush Ritual in the shade Bare is my fave. I love it so much. It's such a beautiful color, and you've probably heard me talk about it. But the Tower 28 lip, this is the SOS Lip Softy. So I haven't been the biggest fan of the SOS products. Like I have the mist, but it's not like something that I really feel like I need to use very often. For the most part, it's what I use to get my soap wet to set my brows. That's like mostly what I use it for. I have the lotion and it smells like coconut. It's like I think it's a face lotion. It smells like coconut and I just hate the smell of coconut. So I was a little nervous when I first tried this because I was like, oh God, please don't smell like coconut. But it doesn't. It smells like vanilla, classic. Oh, that classic vanilla lip product scent. I just love it so much. It's so good. It's basically like, same as Auric, but it's actually a really good lip balm. Like it's really good. So I used it for the first time because I couldn't find my Auric to go, my little like the white one. I got it in a PR box. I threw it in. I have this little basket on our coffee table of like all my like hand creams and lip balms and stuff. And I just threw it in there and I was looking for something and I was like, fine, I'll just try it. And it's actually really, really great. It stays put. It's not sticky. It smells nice. I like the little applicator. It's cute. For the most part, it mostly stays on my lips when I wear it overnight. It's not quite as like long lasting as Auric in my opinion, but it does, like I wake up in the morning and my lips are not dry, which is what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? So if you have been looking for, I don't know, if Auric is something that you're like not interested in, or I don't know, shipping or something, and you have more access to Sephora, the Tower 28 lip balm is so good. Like I'm really loving it. Next up, Milk, the setting spray. This is the Pore Eclipse setting spray. I'm obsessed with this setting spray. I got to a point in my makeup where I would, you know, do everything as usual. And when I went in with my setting sprays, any of them, which were usually all-nighter, you know? And then what else? I have the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. I almost just clocked myself in the face with that. What else? I have setting sprays everywhere. I feel like it's mostly all-nighter, to be honest. It was just like kind of creating more oil in my face than I needed. You know what I mean? Like it was adding too much hydration. And, you know, I love the all-nighter setting mist because I feel like it keeps things in place for the most part, but it was just like creating too much hydration, especially in the center of my face. You can see it looks very nice and my skin doesn't look matte or dry. Doesn't look dry, but there's no like excess oil happening anywhere. And it's because I've been using this setting spray. I love it so much. I'll go in with like a more hydrating primer. Today I used the Milk Hydro Grip. Something that's like grippy, you know, that gives me a little bit extra moisture or whatever, depending on like how my skin is feeling. But to finish everything off, to make sure that it's all just kind of like melted in and good, and I know it's gonna last, I've been using this, and the best part about it is unlike a lot of matte setting sprays, this is alcohol free. No alcohol, which I love. Like I hate when you spray your face with something and it just reeks of alcohol. It's horrible. So anyway, I've just been loving it. I've been using it every single time I do my makeup. I think it's great. It uses like, I can't remember what it is. I think it's like tapioca starch or something. You have to make sure that you shake it. But yeah, it's really good. I love it. And also if you accidentally just kind of like spray your face way too close, it doesn't do anything weird to your makeup. Like I've done that a couple times where I'm like not paying attention and I like missed like right here really, really hard. And there's just like a big like wet spot. It just like dries. It just sets everything and everything looks like nice and fluid and blended. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't leave any like weird little matte patches or anything. It's great. It's great. That's all I got to say. Okay, finally, I wanted to finish off with my new favorite lip combination. All of my videos recently, all of them, you guys ask me what my lip combination is. And I was like, I should probably just like film it for other people because this is getting ridiculous. So I'm gonna take off what I'm wearing right now. I'm just wearing like a little gloss and a skin lip liner. I think number 3. Okay, so my favorite lip liner recently, this is so weird because when I bought it, I didn't like it, but now I'm obsessed with it, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner. This one's in the shade Deep Taupe. Deep Taupe. One day, I was looking for nude lip liners, and for the most part, they're super interchangeable. Like I just am randomly, I feel like I never have a lip that's like my go-to lip liner. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just kind of feel like I don't know. I have no allegiance to lip liners. And one day I just couldn't find something that I like wanted to use. And I just like reached into my little lip liner bucket over here and I pulled this out and I was like, I'm just gonna try it. And it's now my obsession. Like it's the only lip liner that I've been using. So let me give you a deep zoom. Oh, give you a little toot for this shit. I think the first time I used it, I thought it was too warm or maybe too brown or something. God, it's so good. And I think maybe it just like works so well with this blush. So I just gave it a quick sharpen. So I've also been, don't hate me, overlining my Cupid's bow a lot more. But really only my Cupid's bow. And then kind of like bringing it all back, you know? So hard to talk to you guys and do this at the same time. Okay. Usually widen out here a little bit more just because like this part of my lip is a little thinner. Okay. So I'm basically just lining as usual. I'm just doing my like Cupid's bow a little bit differently. But look at that color. Isn't that color so nice? I don't know why I didn't like it the first time I got it. Maybe I thought it was too dark? I don't know. I'm obsessed with it now. So I really take my time. getting the shape with this. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of like make it flat. Do just like a little softening around the edges. Okay, and then I have this little rougher brush. This is the 21 brush. So I'll go in and just kind of like blend any harsher areas. Okay, and then sometimes, it depends on how glam I'm going. For the most part, I feel like this lip liner is good on its own. Sometimes I'll go in with MAC Stone and just do like just under the lower lip. Like that, and then sometimes I'll do just the Cupid's bow. Just like that. I'm just gonna do a tiny little bit of reshaping the edges with my About Face foundation. This part of my lip always just kind of like goes down a little bit more. So after I lip line, I usually do a little lifting. The lighter color here. And I think concealer is just like a little too light, so I just use my foundation. And then literally, all I do is apply a gloss or a lip balm. That is it. That has been my go-to lip look recently. However, there have been occasions where I will apply a little bit of blush because I feel like I haven't been able to find a lipstick in my collection, or I've been too lazy to look for it, because there's a drawer right there which I could totally look through. But am I really gonna get up and go look for a lipstick? No. I'm gonna grab my blush. I'm just gonna throw it right in the center. Just in the center. Again with my 21 brush. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a gloss or a balm, doesn't matter. I've been using the Dior, this like little Dior gloss. It's the Dior Attic Lip Maximizer, which is a plumping gloss, which I didn't know when I got. And I also hate the doe foot. It's awful. I hate these doe foots. They're just like hard and stupid. But just pick up a little bit. I like the color. The color's really nice. Just pick up a little bit on this brush, and I start at the center of the lip where it tends to get drier. So right in this area, because that's like where my lips will always get dry. And then I just like kind of blend into that lip liner. And that's been my go-to lip combo recently. Maybe with a slightly less overlined Cupid's bow. You do you. You know what I mean? Let me live. Let me experiment. So that's it. Nothing crazy, okay? It's really, I feel like what has been attracting everyone is really just this lip liner and then the combination of it with my blush. And I think it's been working really well because I'm wearing the blush on my cheeks, okay? So it's the same exact color. So there's just like a really nice cohesion. I was also doing this with that Patrick Ta blush. What was it called? Just Enough? Just Enough? The Duo. I was using a little bit of that cream when I was wearing that blush. So that's just been my like little trick recently, is just doing that. And then what I like about it is that because I'm going in with like a really sheer amount, like brushing it on with a brush, as I eat and stuff, it just kind of fades, you know, in the center of my lips. My lip liner stays, and it just kind of like looks really like lived in and natural. I mean, obviously not natural because like look at this lip liner, but it looks lived in. It looks like it can fade and it's not gonna end up looking bad. You know what I mean? That's something that I've always really disliked about a liquid lipstick, if like a chunk of it comes off, then you're just like, you're out here with a chunk of it missing. You know what I mean? And a liquid lipstick is really hard to reapply. It's like you have to take everything off so that you can reapply, you know? So this has just been my go-to. It's kind of like my favorite comfortable lip. I wear this to dinner, okay? I've been wearing it to, I've been going to a few dinners and I've been wearing it to dinners. It's just comfy, you know? I love. So that's my new favorite lip combo that everyone's been asking me about, and all the products that I've been loving recently, new and old. Now, while I've got you here, I just wanted to let you know, I posted in my community tab that I was doing a podcast. And I asked if there were any topics that you guys wanted me to discuss. I think one person guessed it. I went on the Not For Everyone podcast, which is my very good friend Caroline's podcast. She co-hosts it with her friend Jess, who I finally got to meet for the first time. They came to LA and we recorded together and we had the most amazing time. It was so much fun. And we talk about quite a bit of stuff. I would say a lot of stuff that like I typically do not talk about. You'd say that for the most part, I don't share a whole lot here. And I shared like a little bit. And we also did like was it hot takes? I think it was like a rapid fire, like hot takes, yes or no type thing, which was really fun. But it's just a really great conversation. And I love them. I listen every single week. I think I've talked about them before on this channel. I will link their stuff down below. There is a YouTube video that you can watch. I like listening to them on Spotify. I think you can listen to them on like anywhere, you know, the podcasts are available. So if you're interested, or if you've been looking for a podcast that just kind of feels like you're listening to two friends, you know, with, in this case, three friends, then you should check it out. It will be up this Thursday. And I will link it down below. I'll like update the link with it. But I'll put all of their stuff down below as well so you can check them out. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this answered any questions, any like curiosities that you might have had about my current favorite beauty products or what I've been using but haven't been talking about. I gotta take breaths. I gotta take breaths before I start speaking. My upload schedule might be a little bit sporadic. Just stay tuned. If there are any updates, I will let you know in my community tab. Thanks for watching. I gotta go. Bro, turn off.